people, we are Tottenham TV back here to react to all of your comments yet again. I think we got some golden nuggets in this one.
So there's a lot going on in the comments over the past 24 hours. Big debates with me and Danny, Ben, talking with Brian. A lot of people have had a lot to say, so I'm looking forward to this.
Let's get into it. Come on.
John Scully 9094 says Biss is on his way back. He'll be needed, and hopefully Senegal go out on Wednesday and we get him back for Dortmund. Talk about Sarr there, I'm assuming. Biss, is there a way back in for Biss?
Well, we don't have an option. 100% there's a way back for him.
Do you reckon we see him?
100%. I don't think there's a situation where we can't see him. We've got limited numbers. We don't know how long Bentancur is going to be out. We don't know how long Bergwall is going to be out for. Essentially, if you want to classify Javi as part of the attacking kind of setup, we've got two midfielders fit that can play in the double pivot, right? So we have to see Bissouma. I think it's ridiculous if we don't.
Could Bissouma cook under Frank?
Never know.
Could he?
Know.
Why not?
Never know.
He's played in the Premier League before.
So make sure he keeps his canisters next to him, and then you never know.
I think his body's free of laughing gas now. Hopefully it's got out of his body. Hopefully it's done. Maybe.
Did you see his penalty?
Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah, I did see his penalty. That wasn't. All right, so he's off penalties. He's not taking any penalties.
You saw his red card?
I did see his red card. We're not partial to a red card these days, so he fits right in. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Biss back, and if he gets an opportunity and how he does. That's going to and maybe it puts him back in the shop window. We haven't.
Did you say we're not partial to a red card?
We are partial to a red card.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we definitely are.
I wonder if he plays, if he gets a move before the end of the window, if he has some good games, or because we never confirmed that extension, did we? The 1 year. No,
we didn't.
So it might happen, might not.
I think whilst he's here, he has to be considered just because of our lack of numbers.
Yeah. But it's a player who's kind of been banished. He's not in the Champions League squad, so he can't play against Dortmund, can he? Be interesting to see what happens there and how he plays. Davey Funk says, I think we need to start looking at the players. I think Kane masked how average his team is, and it's been a consistent image of Frank telling players to get forward in previous games and nothing happening. I'm not saying it's all the players, but the energy in the second half was the most effort all season. If we played like the second half the rest of the season, I think this could be positive, but need to see how the next few games go.
Yeah. In terms of the Kane one, I think that's an absolute no-brainer because we were all saying, once Kane and Son leave this football club, we're in big trouble. Mm-hmm. And we've got no one close to the ability that those guys have got. So, they were world-class talents and they were carrying us for so long. Even when we had, poor squads under Jose and Conte, and, they were the ones really kind of picking up the can for us. And now, as much as you want to say, we've got decent players up there, it's only decent, you know what I mean? Decent at best. Mm-hmm. So we're never going to get another Kane and another Son back, not for a very long time anyway, so we need to work our way around it, but it was always going to be like this in the short term.
But how do we solve that issue?
How do we solve the issue?
Because we didn't sign Kane and Son as world-class players. That wasn't what we did to get them.
But we got very lucky with them.
Either lucky or it was just good recruitment, good scouting.
Well, Kane came from the academy.
But Son, obviously, he had a bad first season, then turned into a world beater.
But, with Spurs and with the history tells us with Spurs and with the money that we pay on wages and on transfer fees and stuff, obviously it's got better in recent years or whatever in terms of us paying big money or 60 million or 65 million. But it's 1 in a million, these kind of signings. Like, how many players have we signed over the years for the similar amount of money that we paid for Son? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the recruitment was obviously unbelievable on that one transfer. But for every Son, there's a Steven Bergwijn, there's a Clinton NG, there's a Kevin Nkudu. You know what I mean? So that's why we got lucky in a sense, because the scattergun approach to transfers, one's gonna come off at some point.
So you saying the only way we can do it is by signing a world star rather than growing one?
We can grow one, but we have to get very lucky to fall on that player. So the easiest route is to sign a ready-made star, but obviously that ready-made star is not coming to us in our current state. So we're going to have to grow one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and is there anyone in the squad who could be, maybe?
The closest one in our current squad is probably Tell, but he's long way away off it.
Yeah. Kudus?
Kudus has got the natural talent, but we need to see him start chipping in with goal contributions and getting consistent goals. Like, it's all very well and good have unbelievable dribbling technicalities and attributes, but if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, you're not going to be remembered anywhere near as good as Sonny.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think so. Yeah, Son was just ridiculous, wasn't he? He was finishing on both feet. Yeah, I think hopefully there's some players who, once they grow, like Xavi as well. Hopefully one of Tello Rodebert, they can grow. Maybe not as the level of Kane and Son, but they can grow into like very, very good players. And I do have belief in that. But right now, especially the way we're playing and what we're seeing from them, it's hard to see that. And I understand people are frustrated, but I think we have to get players to grow here. Unfortunately, that's the way we've got to go.
The answer probably isn't to replace Kane and Son and to over-rely on a couple of players. The answer is to get a functioning team where everyone can contribute.
That's also true, and that hasn't been the case for a while. Mr. Potato says, Ben flip-flopping on Ange is hilarious to see.
I don't understand where this is coming from. I don't understand where it's coming from, though.
You're flip-flopping on Ange. You want him back?
No.
You're coming to our side?
No.
You're coming to the right side of history?
No, I don't want him back. I don't understand where it's saying I flip-flop on Ange. Yeah, but what did I say to flip-flop on Ange? I don't get it.
You know your own words better than me.
Apparently not, because I don't even remember mentioning Ange because this is from the post-match show, on the post-match, the instant match reaction yesterday. I don't think I mentioned Ange once. I don't think I did anyway.
Well, you hinted at him. You alluded to Ange.
Did I?
Well, there's another comment.
I alluded to attacking football, so that must mean Ange.
You want Ange back. You want to go forward, so it must mean you want Ange back. Yeah. Well, Cozy says, Brian and Ben delusional. So Ben wants Angeball back. When was the last year after our amazing trophy? Where was that last year after our amazing trophy? Players took the match in their hands and Frank put the brakes on with his micromanaging and subs. So Cozy says Ben wants Angeball back.
I don't.
You want it back?
I really don't.
You want it back. Just admit it. Search your feelings. You know them to be true. You know your inner feelings, Ben.
I would like to see aesthetically pleasing football. Does that mean I want Ange back?
It's okay. Like, you were railing for him to go last season, but it's all right to want him back. We're all pining for him back.
We're not all pining for him back at all. Everyone's still pining for Pochettino back. I didn't see one chant last night in the Spurs stadium saying, "Oh, Ange Postecoglou, ole." They were singing "He's magic," Maurizio Pochettino.
The drummer started, getting the beat. They were starting going, "Ooh." Look, the commenters are of the impression that you want Ange back. That's all I'm saying.
Where has this come from, though? Where? I just don't get it. I'm so confused.
With your words, your actions.
I need to watch it back.
Maybe you must have mentioned Ange or something. If you're watching this, put in the comments, why do you believe you think Ben wants Ange back? And we can maybe clear this up. Hendrik D. Lang says, we have seen a couple of halves now that the team plays like crazy, attacking, full-on pressing. I think is the team doing their own thing and don't like what Frank wants. Is like the revolting and it taking into their own hands, and the style of movement is like Ange, how they played for Ange in the beginning before they took it more defensive.
So the players are revolting against Frank and going back to Angeball.
So Frank Ball was first half, Angeball second half. That's what we're saying. They said, you know what, we want to play some Angeball.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy what we're witnessing right now in the comments. Any sort of attacking football has to be Angeball. There's no, what is it? What are we? What is going on, man?
That's what the players are used to. That's what they know. That's how they know to attack. Invert the fullbacks, get far wide, get a bit of Angeball.
Oh God!
The words of Ange are still ringing in their ears. I think they can still hear it.
Yeah, I think
motivational words.
I think when Spurs go forward, it should be called like Arthur Roeball or Bill Nickball or you know what I mean, Pochball. Like, it's attacking football, people.
Attacking football. Football fan says, a very important positive takeaway as of tonight. Tottenham finally have a new midfield general. Xavi has now adapted to the pace and physicality of playing in the UK. Absolutely brilliant performance in the second half by Xavi. Was that enough? Is that it? Is Xavi now adapted?
I think midfield general is definitely the wrong word. Like Paulinho was the midfield general yesterday. But in terms of him adapting to the Premier League, I think you're seeing it kind of flourish in front of our very eyes, to be honest. I think, yeah, obviously against Liverpool he was poor, but there was a game before Liverpool, I can't remember who it was against, where he performed really well. Yesterday, I think, was
Brentford.
the Brentford game. So you had the Brentford game, and now you've got this game. So we're seeing massive steps in the right direction for sure. So I'm very happy with Javi, and let's hope he can carry on in this kind of trajectory.
Was he the biggest positive out of yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. I
agree.
Him and maybe a 20-minute cameo of Odebear as well.
Yeah, I think. I was really pleased with what Javi showed, and I think yesterday was a real kind of step in the right direction in terms of doing it against a really good side as well and showing what he's capable of. And they couldn't handle him at times, and we just need to be getting him in those situations a lot more and getting him more involved. Lings says, "What we are is a quote on from Stell saying, what we are seeing on the pitch is a reflection of our board." So true from Stell.
You know what? It's hard to disagree. You know, no direction, no passion, no energy. Pretty much it's a reflection of how the fans feel as well.
Yeah, I think so. And look, more protests coming. And I think at the end of the day, you know, ENIC need to prove that we are going to change, and there needs to be changes coming. And I think, look, there's been a lot of mismanagement from the footballing side for many years from the higher ups, and it's led to the situation we're in now, where we finished 17th last season, we're now 14th, and there's a lot of problems underlying here at this club. A lot of problems. Gold Star says, in my opinion, the reason why I think Tottenham have had more injuries than most other teams in the past 2 to 3 years is because we hardly ever have a game wrapped up 2-0 or 3-1 with 15 to 20 minutes to go. This means our team is always playing flat out for the entire 95 minutes of every game. Also, never having a comfortable lead means we can never bring on squad players to see us through. Instead, we have to see our most valuable players like Van der Ven, Kudus, Solanke for more minutes than would be ideal.
I mean, I would argue for the majority of the season, we've hardly played flat out. So
yeah, true.
It's kind of like low intensity crap football. You know what I mean?
Also, last season before the injuries, we were winning lots of games by big margins.
A few games, yeah.
We won like half our games.
How many games did we win by big margins?
Everton 4-0.
Yeah.
United 3-0. City 4-0. Villa 4-1. West Ham 4-1.
Well, it's quite a lot, yeah.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's maybe the root cause. But obviously, Ange plays every minute for Lau, doesn't he?
But I do think you're seeing a kind of, obviously Spurs have got it worse than I think every club, but you're seeing a lot of injuries for every team. Yeah,
it's been a common theme in the recent years, is that injuries have been building for a lot of teams. I think, and Arsenal's solution is just get a mad squad. Every player 50 million plus, and that's it. And so it doesn't matter how many injuries you got the players to compensate. And that's what I think you might start seeing more and more, is just forget about like, oh, where's he going to play? It's just you need the squad.
Yeah.
Marcus Brody says, since 2019, this squad has been asked to learn 5 contradictory philosophies. You got the Poch high press, vertical, Mourinho low block and counter, defence first, Conte rigid structure and wing backs 3-4-3, Ange chaos attack and high line 4-3-3, Frank hybrid press and compact block 4-4-2. We are recruiting for one system while the manager plays another. Is it any wonder the players look confused?
It's weird when like people say this squad did this squad did that. First of all, there's only one player still here from the Pochettino squad.
Who's still here from Conte?
From Conte, Porro came the back end of Conte, didn't he?
Porro, Davis, Sarr-ish.
Romero.
He played under Conte. Yeah, Romero. Bentancur.
Kulusevski.
Okay, so fair amount, like 5, 6.
Yeah. But the reality is, like, everyone still wants to put Poch into that, and like Poch's squad is gone. Right? Yeah, it's only Davis. But no, he definitely got a valid point in terms of we keep chopping and changing philosophies and styles. Every manager has been completely different. The only kind of similar one was maybe going from Mourinho to Conte.
Yeah, or Nuno in between that as well.
Yeah, but even that is, fairly similar in terms of playing style.
Yeah.
But yeah, going from Conte to Ange to Frank.
But even with Nuno and Mourinho, there's very different systems, isn't there?
Yeah, of course. But every manager's going to have a different system, really. But yeah, I mean, going from Conte to Ange to Frank is just absolute madness, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like crazy, wild.
It's not too dissimilar from going to Nuno to Ange to Deitch.
Literally, that's what we've done, and that's what Marinakis did. So yeah, look, I get his point. I think definitely we suffer from that, and each manager gets players that suit their way of playing, and then a new manager comes in, and all of a sudden they're not suited to how they're going to play.
Yeah.
Stephen Wilton says, Danny, stop contradicting yourself. 1 minute you say we weren't an attacking team, just one that had a lot of possession. This is last season. You can't have a lot of possession if you can't pass the ball. Then you say the squad is bad because they can't pass the ball.
Picking holes in your argument, Danny.
He was saying last season we weren't playing attacking football under Andrew. We just had a lot of possession. It wasn't attacking. But you can't have a lot of possession if you're not good at passing, is the point. And now he's saying these players just can't pass.
I just don't understand how anyone can say that we can't play a 5-yard pass. Obviously, it looks like we can't play a 5-yard pass right now because our passing is all over the shop. But these players can play a 5-yard pass.
You don't play for the national teams that they play for without being able to.
You don't become a Premier League footballer.
Premier League footballer, yeah.
If you can't play a 5-yard pass, it's a ridiculous sentiment to have.
Of course, it's madness. It's got to be either the mentality or the coaching or something psychological, whatever. It's not to do with the quality of the players. Of course, they can pass the ball.
Yeah, there's so many factors that go into it why we're not playing a 5-yard pass right now or why we're struggling to consistently play 5-yard passes. But to say that Pedro Porro can't make a 5-yard pass or he doesn't have it in him, he doesn't have the quality enough to play a 5-yard pass, it's just ridiculous, man.
And if that's the case, then that's on the manager because they can't set the team up so that players have options and they have always players available to pass to and whatever, or to get into their minds or mentality about how we're playing.
Yeah.
Vitality 5535 says, Danny's on crack with his assessment of the defence we had last year versus this year and the attack we had last year versus this year. Sim's argument was absolutely spot on and not understood by Danny and Nick. Wasted on them, basically. Felt bad for Sim as he got ganged up on like that. I don't feel bad. I was absolutely fine. I can handle Danny and Nick. Don't you worry about that. I thought the argument was bizarre, what they were trying to argue yesterday in that phone-in.
You look at the players in question, right? Last year, you were talking about Fraser Forster to Vicario, Archie Gray at centre-back, first year in the Premier League, to Mickey van de Ven, and Ben Davis to Mickey van de Ven, and Archie Gray to Cuti Romero. And that is like a crazy disparity in quality.
I'm saying one's literally relegation standard, probably not even... You probably get relegated to the Championship with that back three. To be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
And the other one is obviously quite a good three.
So the other one is Javi, Kudus, and Moani to Son, an aging Son, by the way. Who is it? Solanke and Kulusevski, or Kulusevski and Maddison.
Yeah, Kulusevski, Maddison, and Son or Solanke. I'm saying the gap there. There's still good players there.
Yeah.
When you got Kudus, Moani, and Javi, all one. First of all, one.
It's mad to think. How can anyone think the gap is bigger in the attack there? It just makes no sense.
I don't know what he's trying to say. He was trying to say that I'm saying that the attack this season's better. I wasn't, but I'm saying the squad and the team is better this season.
But I watched it and you said the attack isn't better.
Yeah, I did.
You categorically said that isn't better.
They just weren't listening, or I don't know what they were hearing. I don't know, just going past them or something. But I'm saying it wasn't better, but the team is better because of the defence.
Yeah.
And I think that's clear for everyone. Should be clear, I think, for me. I think it's pretty obvious.
I don't think they actually think that. I said this before on the match review. No, they don't actually think that. It's madness. So. They can't. It's not possible.
That's what they seem to think.
It's not possible.
They brought it up. They were like, people saying the team is better last season than this season. And I was like, no, I think it was this season the team's better. And they were like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I think what they said. They brought it up.
I think when you're looking at the team as a whole and the players available, yes, it's better, but when you're looking at the attacking options, I think it's worse.
Yeah,
I think
fine.
that's where it's at.
That's fair. But I think as a team we're better. That was the point. That was the question. Yeah, I think the attack was better last season. But how big is that gap? I'm not saying it's not an insignificant gap, but is it a crazy gap?
It's fair. It's a fair gap because we've got players last year that could, consistently provide goal contributions that have proved that over the course of their career. Well, we don't have that now.
Well, Xavi's proven it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Xavi aside.
Moani's done it apart from maybe PSG.
He's done it, but not to the level of the players that have left.
Kudus, before last season, was doing it. He got 14 goals for West Ham the season before.
In all comps, yeah.
Yeah.
But again...
He got signing of the season by Gary Neville.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm talking about doing it consistently year after year like the players have proven. The other players have proven.
Well,
Maddison,
before
Son.
you made the case that Decky's inconsistent.
Yeah, that's one player. Maddison has proved it consistently over the years.
Yeah, but that's true. But
Son
he's always has an injury in him as well.
Son has proved it consistently over the
Son's
years.
obviously, that's one, yeah.
But yeah, Maddison has an injury, but even with the injuries, he's proven it over the years.
Solanke's only had 1 year where he's got over double figures.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying these players are crap that we're missing. Of course they're not. They're good players, very good players. I'm just saying, I'm not even saying there isn't a gap. There is, but it's not like this crazy big gap.
I think it's a fair gap. I don't think it's like crazy significant gap. I think it's a fair gap because
I don't think it's massive.
You need people that have proven consistently they can put those goal contributions up. Right now, we've pretty much only got Xavi, who's never done it in the Premier League. Last year, we had Maddison and Son, who were doing it consistently in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's on Frank to get that out of them.
Yeah, that's fine. But we're talking about.
But the point would be they're not because they haven't proven it consistently. They're not capable of it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you're looking to judge players and to draw comparisons against these players, obviously you can only go what you've seen. And we've seen Maddison and Son do it over a long stretch of time.
Okay, so they might not be capable of it, which is why you can't judge them.
We haven't seen them do it.
But you have seen them play.
Yeah, but we haven't seen them pull up goal contributions consistently in their career.
In their career, that's not true. Maybe in the Premier League.
Okay, in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's maybe fair. But when you watch them play, you can see these are players that definitely could be. In my opinion.
Look, anyway, I've got the same opinion to you. I'm just saying that maybe I think the gap is a little bit bigger than probably what you think it is. But in terms of the squad as a whole, I think what their argument was, they weren't looking at the squad as a whole. They were just looking at the attacking options.
Well, they said the team. CBGG says Ange should have gone scorched earth like Conte did in a sit-down interview with Neville or something. Appreciated how Ange never threw the club under the bus or the club down, or put the club down, and always took the bullets. But as soon as he was sacked, he should have sounded off. Ange would have no doubt learned a lot, and he would have adapted third season. Said it at a time, and I'll say it again. Let's say we were signing Zidane or Xavi. Sacking Ange made no sense. To those who tried to use Ange's stint at Forest as a black mark against him, he had no win transfer window, and the entire Forest squad was built around counter-attack, not the football Ange was renowned for. Wasn't given the proper time to imprint his DNA. Now we hear Frank talking about practice and patience and proud in losing performances. He's talking like we are a newly promoted side.
Yeah. I hate the way Thomas Frank speaks in the press conferences. I really hate it. And that is one thing that I loved about Ange. I think that was the thing I loved about Ange the most, is the way he spoke about this football club and the way he spoke in the press. He was brilliant in that aspect. So
would you have gained or lost respect on Ange if he went scorched earth like Conte?
Probably gained respect, to be honest.
Yeah. I would have liked to see that interview.
Because let's be honest, I still watch the Conte interview once a month.
Still wake up to that Conte interview
every morning, man.
Alarmed. Yeah, I pretty much agree with a lot of what he's saying there. Stephen Allen says, whatever's Danny's membership costs or whatever he pays to come on, I'll honestly double it to keep him. We'll take your word on that, Stephen. We'll invoice you. How much is he paying?
Just email us, man. We'll sort it out.
How much? It's about what? £100? £100 for membership?
$1 million.
$1 million. Danny, you hearing that? He'll double it. He'll double the membership to keep it up. There you go. Absolutely
fantastic. When Daddy next comes on, it's going to be nuclear.
I'll see if I've got any money in my account. I have to not let him on. Any money comes through. Sorry, Danny.
Danny, you've been paid off. We've been paid off, man. We've been paid off. Is that it, yeah?
That's it.
All right, well, those are the comments. I'm sure there'll be plenty more flooding in after this, so we'll react to them probably next week. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Keep those comments coming. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.